when you get the power unit, start understanding the plasma, measure the plasma of, let's say, water, and at the end of this thing, there is a plug. This is something you lot are going to be shocked with, and I kept on telling you. You plug this into the electricity to get a balance. Soon you don't have this, but this plasma unit releases your energy. When you get one of these units at home, do something very, very simple. And you should all be able to do it. Put your system on the wall, and then connect different things to it. This one, pardon? If they are seeing it, the cameras are taking it. Are we sharing a screen? Okay. Now, what I explained, I come more in the middle for you to understand. Sorry, toilet roll. So, you have a machine like this, you plug it in. What you need from here is the plasma of water. You change the combination, you get from here into your machine plasma of, let's say, vitamin C. You decide what this machine is going to give you from now on. This is where the change has come, and you still haven't understood. In the coming weeks, we sell you pieces, you adopt. You adopt, you can have 4 or 5 of these next to each other. One give you water, one give you vitamin C, one give you protein. You can have fish, whatever you like. You just adjust it to what you want. And this is not a power generator to give you electricity. This is what it says. Magrav power system. Power in the hand of people where you decide what to come out of it. This is the change that a lot of you have not come to understand what has hit you in the world of science. You change the position of the strength of gravitational or magnetical. You have water, you have ozone, you have nitrogen, whatever you like. This plug here is exactly as is sun. You decide what you want at the end of it. You want gold, you change the combination of the gravitational magnetical to the level of gold. These machines will just pump out gold for you in tons of kilos every day. We're going to show this. It's not going to show, it's already been done, but it's a matter of getting the first energy units out that the technology cannot be blocked. And now we are out. It's in the hand of enough people. Now you've seen the structure. Now we show you the next step. So when you look at this Magrav's unit, it's one long piece of plasma. The beginning you cut somewhere in, the rest of it is connected to the universe. How much do you want to take out of the universe? There is no limit to it. There is no function in fighting for anything anymore. So in the coming weeks, coming days, only thing you're going to see from us is another unit which connects to this, or you add to this, then you have whatever you like. This is not the electricity power unit, it's a plasma power unit. This changes a lot of things. In a coming time, I will release a unit that you can just hold it for a few seconds a day. All the energy you want as a food is absorbed into your body according to what you need. And whatever you don't need will be given back to the system. So now what we do in Keshe Foundation, we make a physicist out of all of you, a plasma physicist, because this is something you've been born with. You all know it. You all understand it in such a simple way. You do not need somebody else to tell you, because if you understand the work of the plasma in every state, travel in space for man becomes as easy as drinking a cup of water. Because if you understand the behavior of plasma in any of these states, you can produce it at the strength which you need anywhere in the universe. This is what we teach here at the Keshe Foundation Spaceship Institute. How easy a man can understand the work of the creation and the work of the universe in a very, very simple way. That, as we say, with not much intelligence, we are all intelligent enough to survive in space if we go to space, because we understand the totality. So, what is in the plasma? What is the mystery with this new word? There is no mystery. If you look at it, the reality is that somewhere in the universe, magnetic fields flow everywhere, in every shape and form and directions. Some go, and in so many ways, some come back. And somewhere, when the fields are strong enough and of the same, they interact. If they are of the similar strength and they are of opposite strength, they create a position where this one, if I choose a different color, this one tries to link up with this, and this one tries to link up with this. So what happens? In trying to link up, what they make is very simple. You have what wants to go out, the black. I have to measure my speed with this thing. It's the speed of rotation. Ooh, it's a good plasma. So you have this. This is what's trying to get out. It's okay because they have different shapes. And you have another one which is trying to pull in. Ooh. So the one which is trying to pull in becomes gravitational, and the one which is pushing away becomes magnetical. You have to realize in the English word, because of the use of too many words of similar things, there is a confusion in wording, but it's not confusion in the science. Gravitation means to gravitate, to get pulled into. Magnetical or magnetical repulsion is when you separate each other. So, as you see, there is no fuel burned. There is no rocket engine, there is no fuel. Only what brings the thing together is interaction of gravitational magnetic fields, if it's attracting or repulsing. If it's attracting, we call it gravitation. If it is repulsion, we call it magnetical. So what happens is that this is the shape of a plasma. A plasma attracts what we call gravitation. A plasma creates repulsion amongst its fields we call magnetical, which is the repulsion. Not magnetic. Magnetical like gravitational. Gravitational is the interaction between two fields which are opposite to each other, and magnetical, which is similar, which they reject each other. Atmosphere of the Earth, we call it magnetical. Gravitation of the Earth, we call what it pulls and holds us to. So one creates a shielding, and the other one creates attraction to hold on to what you have. And this is the behavior of any plasma. Earth has the same. It has a shielding, we call it the atmosphere. It has a gravitation, we call it that it holds on to it. Sun has the same. Proton has the same. Electron has the same. So this is the behavior of a plasma, and when you are in a plasmatic condition, it means continuously you're in a process of getting attracted, or you attract yourself. When you get attracted, you connect yourself in this line. When you attract, you connect yourself in this line. So continuously you give and you take and you connect. So now, if you look at the totality of it, a plasma like Earth creates a flow of gravitational and magnetical in 360 degrees in a spherical shape, but the flow of the magnetic field in it and the flow of magnetical field out of it creates a constant flow that it can exist in its environment. So now you're all plasma physicists. Plasma, in a single language, in a simple physics language, is the interaction of magnetic gravitational field forces, which their totality creates an environment that collectively they interact with their environment. Call this collective interaction plasma of a proton, or Earth, or Sun, or our universe. There is no difference. It's the amount of the field in the entity. The less we have created a name for it, the smaller size, the bigger we have created a different name for it in a bigger size of the mass of gravitational magnetic field, the strength within the center of this entity. So if you put trillions and trillions and trillions of electrons together, you still create yourself a sun. If you put trillions and trillions of suns, gravitational magnetic field plasma together, you can create the power of a galaxy, and the same. So it's as it reduces in strength in gravitational magnetic field, it appears in different state. The state of matter, as we always say, is somewhere here because it's very low. The state of emotion is somewhere here. The state of universal central plasma is somewhere here. But in fact, they're all plasmas. Even in a matter state is a plasma, but a plasma where the magnetic gravitational field in respect to the environmental gravitational magnetic field of the Earth manifests themselves as a solid, tightly packed. We change the environment of it, we saw them as nanomaterial, we change the environment of them, we saw them releasing themselves as what we call gas, and you see it tomorrow. So we, as human beings, now have the ability to create conditions without the environment, but with gravitational magnetic field forces. Is mastering the work of the universe. And that's why the work of the Keshe Foundation looks so strange. So what happens is that if you look, I don't do anything. The magnets find their position in respect to each other. And if I just bring another magnet, which is positive opposite polarity, look what happens. No fuel burn. It attracts the other one to it. So if you look in respect to these, it turns, but in respect to itself, it doesn't. So they accommodate each other. This is the reason even why proton and electrons rotate around each other, because they find positioning. Constant positioning is needed for one plasma to be in touch or in balance with another plasma. So now you have to become plasma physicist. And the only way you'll survive in the space is through plasmas. understanding its behavior, understanding its connections, understanding how it appears itself in so many ways that it can satisfy all the needs of the man, be it energy, be it fuel, be it food, be it medicine. Because in the universe, we never fight, we accommodate. You've seen how the magnets accommodate each other. Why the present medicine has failed? Because we fight against every disease. We can work very simply amongst the disease, amongst the infection, and just change their gravitational magnetic field, and you find out they give or they take or they cannot exist. That's why you see cancers and other diseases will be eradicated in no time. So what it comes and what is important, if it's very hard for you to understand, I brought you the most complicated plasma technology that you can all understand. My students know I always use simple things because it comes home very easy with it. This is the science of plasma, a toilet roll. Very interesting. Have a look at it. You understand it very quick. If I open enough of this toilet roll and leave it here, I'm going to put this away, you very soon comes to you lot exactly what's going on. If I take this as one piece of plasma, magnetical or gravitational, the physicist in CERN will kill himself. This technology has come down to toilet. I'm a nuclear physicist, so I can stay back. So, yes, you can do. Stop. Can you see it? Yeah. So now what I've done, I open this plasma. This is at the end of it. Now we're going to put this plasma, which way does it roll? This way. So I'm going to roll it open the right way. If I go that way, I roll my toilet roll. CERN has finished. There we are. Now you can see what I'm getting at. This is your plasma of hydrogen, let's say. Inside is tightly packed with gravitational magnetic fields. As it comes to the edge, now you have two. You have magnetical outside and you have gravitational inside. But you have to think of this as two ways. Huh? Now you know why I've been asking for a two-ply toilet roll. That's why it was easier. We've been looking everywhere for a two-ply toilet roll the past couple of days. So now, this is the plasma of hydrogen, and this is its magnetical, and this is its gravitational. Don't forget the gravitational is in the center because it tries to pull in, and magnetical is there to shield it. But if you look, magnetic field is like toilet roll, it's got sections, depending on the strength. If I use this as strength, I don't have it anymore, so I go one closer, get the stronger. So now I have more gravitational, so I can pull more to myself. So this chappie from another guy becomes mine, I become bigger and bigger this way. So now you see how simply it works. This is a plasma, but this is of a hydrogen. You want to see a nuclear atomic structure plasma of, let's say, plutonium? I've got you one. There we are. So, in fact, there is no difference. So, if I go like this, the toilet roll is a hydrogen, and if I open this bigger toilet roll of the same thing, and then let's tear it off, and then put it inside, because this is so packed we can't go inside, then you know exactly what happens. There it goes. Then I wind it up. Then I wind it up. And then I wind it up here. And look at this. Now you have a magnetical of both hydrogen and plutonium at the atmospheric condition on this planet. It depends how much is inside according to this. This is a plutonium, this is hydrogen. But at this atmospheric condition, they manifest themselves as tangibility at this level, so they're both the same. So now the difference between a nuclear physicist and a plasma physicist is we allow to go inside, not being afraid of a structure of a nucleus. In understanding that depends on the strength of the magnetic fields which we have stored inside. At the boundary, we see the difference, but in respect to atmosphere of this condition of this planet. If we change the atmosphere of this planet, if I can go back on my screen, that's okay. Let's see if I can reduce it. I want to share it in two halves. Is that possible? We want two screens next to each other. We had it this morning. No, don't go there. You got to share it. Okay.
Okay, so maximize the teacher camera view and then just drag it to each side.
It's okay. Now we need to bring just 1 second, please. These guys know what they're doing. Just give them time. Okay, somewhere there. Just give me a position. That's perfect. So, so what happened? We were good. We're perfect. Just pull a little bit to the side to close the zoom gap. Yeah, that's perfect, Marco. Thanks. So now what you see is the difference between two tolerable. But on the boundary of the boundary, these last two layers is a condition of atmospheric Earth condition. If I change this parameter and I take this plutonium into planet Zeus, most probably the manifestation of the matter state will be somewhere here. But on Earth, which is a weaker, it shows itself at a weaker point. And if you understand this, you all become plasma physicists. Every bone, every single cell in your body is a plasma. What are you afraid of? Understanding your own creation, what you've been created out of. But in reality, there is no difference. If you could understand how simple a plasma works, you'll find out it's nothing more than a tolerable. How you wind it, how much you wind it, and what the strength you want to show itself. You can create and store enough in the center to become gold, or you can weaken it enough to become hydrogen that you can manipulate. But what we put here in a green line is combination of gravitational and a magnetic field at a given point in the universe. So you see, all of you within 5 minutes, one afternoon, have become more plasma physicists than the plasma physicists in the universe. Becomes so easy, and then all you need to worry about is, do you want to deal at this end with this, or do you want to deal at this end with this? Call this magnetical, call this gravitational.